Hello, I think we are live now. I'll just give a couple of minutes for a couple of people to join on the live stream. If you can hear me, please let me know. If you can see me, please let me know. Just give me a comment and just say I can hear you. Just let me know if you can. Welcome to those who have joined the chat already. Thank you for taking the time out to join me today. Today is going to be a Q&A session. We had one earlier this year, and I think it's time to do another one. Try and see if I can give something back to you guys in the form of information, knowledge. I will try my best. So we're just waiting for some guys to join in. Hello, hi Chris. I'm assuming that you can hear me, Chris Black. If you can hear me, just say yes. Just let me know that you can hear me. As I said, it's giving some time for some people to join on as well. Thank you for taking the time to join me as well. And as I said, this is going to be a Q&A session, so whenever you're ready, if you have any questions, obviously, you know, building related, just put your comments down there, and then we'll try and get through as much of it as I can. I will try my best. As I've said before, I don't claim to know everything, but I will do my best to help you guys. And I appreciate everybody. Okay, yes. Okay, people can hear me. Lovely. Thank you. So welcome guys, as I said, to my live stream. Welcome to the channel. Those of you who frequent the channel regularly, welcome back, and thank you for being here tonight. So let's see. Robert, hi Robert, hi Chris, hi Tigin Rasta, hi Zienzi, if I'm correct, Mystery Gardener as well. I see some regular names here. Good evening. Also, let me know where you guys are. If you are in the UK, if you're in the States, if you're in Ireland, wherever you are, let me know as well where you are. Robert, how's the build going? So the current build that we're doing, if you look at our channel, you see we started a build 2 weeks ago. We're doing a single story extension in central London, and it's going well so far. We have had, you might have noticed, we've not had very consistent videos over the last week. We've had a couple of delays and issues. You always have stuff like that when you're dealing with designs, and we came into a small issue with the foundation. Basically the neighbor's foundation was coming over too far, and we had some issues with that, so they had to go back to the drawing board, the architects and structural engineers, and come up with a design of how we could get over the issue, which they've come up with a design now. So we're just waiting for building control to okay it, and then we are ready to pour the foundation. It will involve some steel work, so it will get a little bit more interesting, I guess, the videos in that respect, but it's just kind of hold us back a little bit. Hopefully this week we will be able to show you guys a bit more what's going on. Also, we will be starting another project as well soon, so we're actually going to have 2 projects going at the same time, so there'll be lots of videos and footage, and I'll try my best. It's going to be very tough, but I'll try my best to get as much footage of what's happening as I can for you guys. So that's pretty much the update on that. Mystery Gardener, do work in South Wales. People ask a lot, where do we work? At the moment we don't work outside of London, mainly because, I mean, it's not necessary for us, because we're busy enough as it is in London, obviously the big city. We're busy enough, so we don't really need to travel. And traveling and working, you see the work that we do, and then having to do a lot of driving. I've done it before, and it just literally kills you, like having to drive after work and leave early to drive far and stuff like that. So we don't basically travel too far, although we cover all areas of London, which is wide enough, to be honest. So we keep it in London. So hi, another question. Rise, what trade did you train in, specialize in, or have you always just learned a little of everything? Yeah, I've always been someone that I do get bored of one thing for if I do it too long. So I've always liked to do different things. That's why I try to I picked up things along the way, basically, a bit of everything. I did actually do an apprenticeship when I was 17 or 18. I did an apprenticeship, and I was training to be an electrical engineer, and I did that for 3 years, and I left on my 4th year. I did my BTEC national diploma. I was doing the higher national diploma, and I kind of left that because, again, I kind of felt I was young, but I didn't feel like I wanted to do it as a career. And at the time, some people might not know, I was into music, very big into music production, and I kind of had a dream to be a music producer. So I kind of went into doing that, and then I ended up being a sound engineer and having my own sound systems and gigging with bands and stuff like that, as well as doing studio work. And I did that for about 11 years, and then I ended up in building construction. So that's basically, yeah, I kind of went back into the trades. So yeah, so I didn't, that's the most I've traded, the most that I've trained in one thing was when I did electrical engineering. And other than that, I've just picked up various skills along the way, and I enjoy learning new things. So I'm always trying to learn different skills and trades. And my thing has always been, I want to be able to like build a house like on my own, like, so just from, you know, the beginning to the end. That's like what I've always wanted to do, to build my own house. So I guess I've always been interested in various trades. Robert, how did you get started in the trade? How did I get started? I think I explained this last time. Basically, it was around, as I said, I had a sound engineering business, and around the 2008, many of you might remember, we had a recession, and it affected me and my industry, and I kind of was starting to look for like side work and stuff like that, because work had really gone down. And I could paint. I always painted my own house, and I've always had done things around my own house and stuff. So I kind of thought, oh, I can do some painting or something, like painting and decorating for people, hanging wallpaper and like handyman kind of thing. And then I put some ads on like Gumtree, as painter, decorator, that kind of thing. And I still remember the first bedroom that I painted for someone. It was in North London, and I ended up going to do that, painted it, and I really enjoyed it. And I just started just doing bits like that, and then people would be like, oh, can you do this? Or could you lay some laminate floor? And I was like, well, yeah, I've done it before, I can do it, yeah. And then I just started doing different things like that, and that's kind of how it started, really. And that was like 2008, and I've been doing it ever since. Just been doing it ever since. And obviously I've picked up skills along the way, and the projects have gotten bigger. There's always going to be a first time you do something, so I just made sure I always do lots of research. I did work as well with another builder for a little while as well, so that was helpful. And just try to learn as much things from people, just like people watch my YouTube. I still do it. Whether I know how to do it, I love watching other people work. So I'm always watching other YouTube channels, other builders, bricklayers, plasterers. I'm always watching their videos, plumbers, everybody. So I enjoy it. So yeah, and I learn from other people as well. So yeah, that's basically how I got started, and that's where I am today. But I also want to say as well, the channel, we've been going for 2 years now. 2 years this month, like 2 weeks ago was 2 years from my channel, and we've now hit just over 6,500 subscribers. So it's been a good year as far as the channel growth. It's been amazing, to be honest. I didn't really know what to expect when I started putting my stuff on YouTube. I just thought, oh, you know, it was interesting. I just record some of the stuff we were doing, and people like it. And you guys have really been amazing in supporting the channel. I really appreciate it, especially those of you who regularly comment. It's very helpful for us, even if it's like just to like the video, or just to say, like, there's one of our subscribers who puts a thumbs up on literally every video, just a thumb up, and that's just enough for me just to see someone do that. So it's just like, okay, someone's like acknowledging us. So yeah, it's really nice, and I do my best to answer as many questions. Sometimes get a bit difficult because there's lots of comments. Obviously, even when you comment on a new video, there's like comments on all the old videos every day as well. So having to do that, like when you get home after work and try to answer questions, and some of the questions are quite long as well. So I try my best to like respond to everybody and engage as much as I can. So if I don't get a few to you straight away, sometimes I might not have seen it, or I'm just so tired, I'll do it tomorrow kind of thing. So yeah, just bear with us in that respect. Rise, yeah, I've been a fully qualified chippy for 3 years, and from YouTube I've learned lots more than I did from apprenticeships. Even find me with a hawk and trouble since watching hours of it. Yeah, it's a new also some of us, especially I feel like a lot of people in trades, I know for myself anyway, how I've always learned things is in a practical way. Like some of us are more big on academia than others. Like I'm not stupid, but I'm not like someone who likes to go to uni. I never went to university. Like my wife, that's her thing. She's literally just done a PhD. So shout out to my wife. She just passed and got her PhD. So she's like can read and write every day, and I just literally can't do that. Like, just give it to me in my hands and let me physically do it. And even when I did my apprenticeship, part of why I didn't like the job as well is that even though I was training to be an electrical engineer, I wanted to be on site all the time, because they basically put you on site for like 6 months, and then you go in the office estimating department for like 6 months. Then you work with the QS, and you work in design, and you know, they put you all around. And I always preferred to be on site, and I was always asking to be on site, and I enjoyed working on site actually with the electricians and stuff like that. So I'm a more practical person, so I think YouTube is a great learning tool for many people. I see it as that, because it's not a lot different than being in, you know, college or something where you've got someone showing you or teaching you, because people respond back to questions just like you would if you were in college. They're showing you the actual stuff on the job. It's all good like saying, oh, like you're chippy, and saying, oh, this is how you build roof truss or something like that, and doing it in a college environment, whereas you're seeing people doing it on site where you're going to have, you know, different types of shaped roofs and different challenges that you're going to actually see when you're actually out there. So I think it's amazing. YouTube's an amazing tool to keep yourself learning, sharp, up to date as well with new practices. and I'm always up to try like a different method of doing something. I don't like to be set in my ways because things evolve, tools evolve. I remember plastering through the speed scheme, and I was just like, everyone was like, oh, you should get one, you should get one. And I was just like, really, like, well, I don't really need one kind of thing because I'm fine as I am. But then when I got one, it was just like, oh, why didn't I get one of these ages ago? Because it's so much more helpful. And it saves so much more time, and it takes less energy. So you should always try to kind of look into new ways and things of doing stuff. Hi, Joris. Really impressed with your work. Keep it up. Thank you. 2 questions. Okay, 1. How deep should a foundation be for a garden office? 6 by 5. 2. If you can't get furring long enough, how do you keep the slope? Okay. So quite a few people have asked about the foundations. Well, it's a complicated one. One, really and truly, to give you a real proper answer, I'd have to be an engineer, which I'm not, because there's lots of variances. It's to do with the type of soil that you hit, because even when we do extensions, which we're doing right now, most architects will say for like an extension, not a garden office, but for like an extension, double skin wall, they'll say dig 900 or to a meter deep, but then we still have to get building control to have a look, and building control might check it out and say, okay, I'm not happy with this soil, or there's these roots that you're cutting through in there, or this tree is too close, I want you to go deeper. So there's no like answer for every house. Everything's going to be different. However, if you look at the house that we recently built, a single skin kind of house like that, I tend to, again, it depends on when we're digging, but I've been fine with like 450 mil, 450 mil, which is about I think a foot and a half, 18 inches or something like that. But it's also not really only about the depth of the foundation, the depth of the concrete, but it's about where the concrete sits on. Because if you look at a lot of houses, say for instance the extension that we're doing right now, this house is 5 stories high. It's a 5-story townhouse in central London, and we've dug the foundations to find out that the foundation slab is 30 centimeters. That is it, 30 centimeters. Next doors is 30 centimeters. The house we're working on is 30 centimeters. But the soil is right, and there's been no cracks in the house. So really, I would say as a rule for these small houses, maybe do about 450 and just fill the trench up to the top. Pretty much that's what we do, and we've not had any problems with it. But if we did get like loads of roots and all this stuff, we might dig it a bit deeper, you know. So that's as much I can say for that. If you can't get furrings long enough, how do you keep the slope? Well, I mean, how long is the roof? I mean, I've never really had a problem of not being able to get furrings long enough for a roof. What you can do, if you look at our last video where we built this house, and maybe if you find the actual video when we were building it rather than the like 2-hour video, because you can see it breaking down a bit more, we actually created our own furrings for that job, and it was quite easy because it's easy to get. You might not be able to buy furrings that long, but you can then generally buy timber like up to 6 meters or so if you really needed that long, which is quite long for a roof anyway, flat roof. You could buy the timber and cut your own furrings. If you've got a circular saw like we did in the video, we show you how we did it. We cut our own furrings because it's so much cheaper, and you can have it, you know, how you want it. So you just need like, I think the furrings, someone might correct me, there's carpenters here, I think it's 1 to 40 or 1 to 60, I can't remember, something like that is the slope that you want. So that would be, if it's 1 to 40 for example, it would be 40. Let me get this right. It would be 1 meter every 4 centimeters, something like that. I'll need to double check that. But just find out whatever the slope should be and just cut your own if you can't find any fairings that long. That's what I would do basically. Robert, question: who's Mr. Anonymous? I can't tell you his name because he doesn't want his name. He's a bit shy in that way, so he doesn't want his name to be said. So I can't really say any names because obviously these guys are working with us. I mean, I have to have respect for everybody that's working, of their own privacy and their own private lives, and whether they want to their names out there and stuff like that. My name's out there, I don't care, but not everybody is that way inclined, so I can't really say any more than that. Sorry. Thank you for your clips on YouTube. You have a great team and I look forward to watching your clips. Shame you don't travel. Thank you very much, I really appreciate that. Saying that I don't travel, funny enough, if you see one of my videos last year, I think it was October, I traveled all the way to the Caribbean to work. So I do travel, but I was going back to my family's country, and I went to work because I wanted to test the waters, because I don't know if I've said this in a video before, but I do plan eventually on migrating to the Caribbean, and I do plan to continue doing building work and stuff. So I thought it would be interesting to go out there and do a job and see what it's like. So I went last year. I went twice last year, and I did some renovation work. I did an ensuite, bathroom, shower room, master suite renovation, which was damaged after a hurricane, and I went and done that. So yeah, I've traveled before very far, but I don't think I'll be traveling much in the UK to work. Jinter, what paint would you recommend I use to paint rendered wall? Rendered wall. If it's not been painted before, is it painted already? There's loads, any type of masonry wall paint really, any external masonry paint is fine. I used the product recently, I think it's Zinicel it's called, I think. I got it from Screwfix, and they have an exterior primer stroke sealer. It says it's primer stroke sealer, I think it is. It's very the price was really good, and I used it on the outside before we put the top coats, and it's amazing paint, and it dries very quickly and gives you a nice base for your paint to stick onto. So maybe check that out. I got it from Screwfix. Definitely worth putting that on first, that primer sealer, just to make sure you don't get any issues with your paint when you paint it onto the house. But any masonry paint will be fine to use on a rendered wall. Hi Lee, hello mate, when you going to do a live stream on your other channel? I don't know. I haven't thought about it, to be honest, and I haven't been able to put as much time into my other channel as I would like to, mainly because obviously it's something I do outside of work time, and then you just have to find the time to do it. So I might do a live stream. It might be easier to do it than having to record and edit and stuff like that. So I'll think about that, and you might see one soon. So for those of you who don't know, I have another channel which is more a kind of vloggy channel where I talk about social issues, any fun things that I do, whatever, just random stuff on there as well. So you can check out that channel as well, which is somewhere in linked on my main channel. Yeah, I hear that. First and second year in classroom, it never prepares you for the real world problems you face, especially when a one-man band and don't have another's opinion. Yeah, 100%, definitely. Yeah, you've got that right, mate. 140 would be fine. Could could either or 160 or 140. Okay, yeah, thank you. There you go. So someone, you've got a carpenter has confirmed that there. So that's the ratio you want. Don't use furrings all that often. Usually pitched roofs instead of furrings could triple brace the top plate. Okay, yeah, that can work as well, I guess. Yes, you get the slope. Yeah, the front, then cut bird's mouth to get a fall on the roof. There you go. So look at this free information here. You got a carpenter answering your questions as well. So thank you guys. Thank you for that, Rise. Any more questions? Let me go. I think we're gonna do this till 9, so we got like another half an hour. Also, as I said, you guys who support the channel, amazing. Those of you subscribe, share our videos, like our videos, comment on the videos, all that's amazing. We've also got a few Patreon supporters now, which is amazing. Really helpful in funding the channel as well. So I've got the link as well in the comment section for anybody who wants to support us in that way. You can do that from like $3 or something like that to support the channel financially. So also just a quick one to say as well about projects. So just projects coming up, we're on an extension now. We have another extension coming up in the next week, I think. So we will be kind of doing that. There's gonna be another couple of guys who are gonna be helping us out. Got a young guy who's gonna be training like an apprentice. So I'm trying to put back into people as well, which I've done a few times. I did have an apprentice car about a couple of years ago for about 2 years as well. So trying to just kind of train younger people and teach them some skills, because I'm always surprised how little a lot of young men particularly don't know about anything to do with like building work or construction or maintenance. And I think I took it for granted that I grew up between the ages of 8 and 16 in the Caribbean, and I think I took it for granted how much people have to do things themselves and stuff. So from a young age we would be out with hammers and nails and we'd be building our like trucks and out of wood. We would do everything. Like, so a lot of young kids like know how to work with timber and you know, even mixing cement and stuff like that. We all were doing this at a young age kind of thing. So I find a lot of younger kids these days don't even know like how to change a tire on a car or stuff like that. So I try to kind of share as much of that information with the younger kids as well. So next question: what's the task you find most challenging when building, like laying blocks, concrete, plastering? Most challenging. It's the most challenging now. To be honest, I would probably say bricklaying. Because it's not something I do a lot of, and it's definitely something I want to improve on. But I've got a lot of it coming up to be doing. But it's challenging in the sense that same, I guess, like carpentry, you have to be spot on. Like, you always gotta make, you gotta be plumb. There's so much things you gotta make sure you get it right. You gotta get your calculations of your number of bricks and where your brick's gonna fall. And if you get something wrong and you miss out something, like you missed a level or something like that, and you needed like an hour later you realize you get it wrong and you're just like, oh, I've got to knock it down or something like that. That I find challenging, and I'm talking about finished bricks, not like blocks and stuff like that, because obviously with blocks and that, you're going to render it, you don't have to spend as much time as making it look tidy and stuff like that. But when you're doing bricks and stuff, you have to be right. So I think that's probably one of the more challenging ones, because it's not what I would maybe say I do them as much, but definitely something that I am going to be doing more of, and would like to get better at, I'll probably say. Rodney, where did you learn your plumbing skills? Where did I learn my plumbing skills? Plumbing, I remember I did my own bathroom years and years ago, and I think I learned a lot there. I mean, this is in the early 2000s. I learned a lot about plumbing and how to change a radiator, plumb my bath. So I can't remember how or where I learned. YouTube wasn't really that big then with stuff like that. I probably did a lot of reading, went online, reading, watching diagrams, watching videos, stuff like that, learning about different fittings. Probably had a couple of leaks along the way. That's what I can remember, to be honest. Hi Lee, what are your thoughts on cold roofs? They seem popular with garden builders to keep within 2.5 meters, but others say they aren't good with ventilation. Okay, so cold roofs are what we've used on the garden houses, and you're correct. People tend to use them because they take less height of the roof. Actually, the extension, I'm not sure if it's this one that we're doing right now, but the one we're going to start in the next week or two is a warm roof design. So we're doing a warm roof, so people will actually see that. But I think the cold roofs, there's no problems with ventilation as long as you do it right. Obviously, you've seen we've used like vapor barriers even on our cold roofs. I think that's a good idea. We just use that as standard because it doesn't take that much time to install and it doesn't cost that much money. So it's a no-brainer to use a vapor barrier even on a cold roof. Ventilation, as long as your insulation is fitted correctly, i.e. close to the plasterboard, and you leave that gap, at least say a 50mm gap, and as long as you vent both ends of the roof, I don't see any problems with a cold roof with ventilation. Ours are very well ventilated, where we use our soffits with vents on them, and then we put another one on the back of the house as well, so you get the cross ventilation, and there's ample space above the insulation for air to flow through, and as I said, we have a vapor barrier as well. So I've never had any problems, although people maybe have had problems because they haven't been installed correctly, where they've had sweating flat roofs. And if you have a fiberglass roof and you have OSB, obviously if you have a sweating, then that will definitely affect the OSB from the underside and cause it to rot. So it's important that as long as it's ventilated, I can't see any problems with it, but you do need to install it correctly. Okay, so any other questions? Am I right to assume everyone here is from the UK? I think most of our viewers now, it's funny, YouTube keeps changing, the algorithms change all the time. I don't know why, but sometimes if I look at the analytics, we have a lot of people watching our videos from America, and then times most of them are from the UK. So I think at the moment it's probably maybe about 80% of our viewers are from the UK. So I'm assuming that pretty much everybody here is from the UK. If you're not from the UK, let me know. If you're from the UK as well, you can let me know where you are. Also, if there's anybody, I know Rise, you're a carpenter. If anybody is in London and maybe you're self-employed, whatever, and you are willing to work with other people, including myself, as I said, we're going to be having quite a few projects going on, so I will be keen to connect with other builders, whether you're bricklayer, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, because I feel we're going to need more help, even if it's on a subcontract basis. So if you are interested in that, and you work in London, shoot me an email with your details so we can connect, and if we can share work, or I could provide work for you, then let's definitely do that. My email address, I'm gonna put it in the comment section. I think it's easier. And I will also put it in the description of this video for anyone who's watching the video after. But here's my email address. It's p for Papa Builders at hotmail.com. So as I said, if you're in the trades and you're available, or you have a business and you want to do some subcontract work, or maybe you're not working at the moment, but you're skilled worker, whether a plumber or a bricklayer or whatever, shout me an email. And as I said, I'm looking for people at the moment, so it would be great to connect with some of you guys in that way as well. Hi Nettie from Manchester. Hey Manchester, talking about working far, I've worked in Manchester actually. I have a friend of mine whose father's from Manchester. He's based in London, his dad's from Manchester, and he and his dad went in together in a renovation project, and it was in Manchester, and I did the work. I did the main work, as well as working with some of the dad's people up there, but I managed the project for them, and he was a friend of mine, and I used to go up there and I'd spend the whole week in Manchester. I would stay at his dad's, and then we'd both come down on the weekends, and then we'd stay the week up there. So that was a couple years ago. I did that in Manchester, and I think I did that for like about 8 weeks or something. So spent a little time in Manchester working as well. Hi Rodney, what advice would you give to someone who wants to work for themselves? What advice I would do it, I would say go for it. I think there's nothing better than working for yourself personally, as long as you are prepared to basically work harder than anybody else, work harder than you would have if you were working for someone, because it does require a lot of work. You got to work before everybody and you have to work after everybody, but definitely do it if you want to do it, if you're able to do it. If you if you're working for somebody, and let's say you're, I don't know, an electrician or something like that, then start with doing like weekend jobs and stuff, maybe for people on the side, and because you want to build up a customer base as well, and you want to build up a reputation. So if you can do that outside of work, is a good thing to do. But definitely, I think if it's in the trades are doing very well at the moment. I guess it's to do with this pandemic as well, apparently. So it's a good time, I think, than ever to actually step out and do it for yourself if you want to do it. I'd recommend to anybody, if they can, to work for themselves. I think we need to have more people doing that, being self-employed, and you also there's less limits on you being self-employed. You're only limited by yourself. So if you can go out and do it on your own, the world's your oyster. So yeah, definitely recommend to do that. Hi from Yorkshire, Est Hand. Hi from Yorkshire, still watching, appreciating your videos. Thank you very much. I'm really gonna push this week to get more videos out, because I'll be so disappointed of not being able to, because I like to try to get a video out every day. It's not easy, trust me, it's not easy, but I'm so disappointed if I can't get a video of like what we did today. But as I said, with some challenges with issues with the build, so it was like some days we couldn't really do much, and then we couldn't do much here and we couldn't do much here, so it was kind of hard to make any footage that made sense, and you know, it would be a bit boring. So I was like, okay, we're not going to really film anything today. So hopefully from tomorrow, Monday, we're back on it. I'm just going to try and film as much as we can. And as I said, some of the videos might have 1 or 2 jobs in there, so I might be bouncing around, so it might bring in some good content. You might follow 2 projects at a time, but I will try my best on that as well. But as always, appreciate you guys watching our videos. And also we've got an Instagram page as well, which is called Build and Repair and Restore as well. So anyone's in Instagram, you can also check out that page. I'm gonna start adding some stuff on there as well, little short videos, little tips and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and do some more updates on the Instagram page as well, and just another way that we can connect together. So is there any more questions? Anybody's got any questions or any suggestions? Maybe suggestions for the channel as well. What did you do your apprenticeship as? Apprenticeship, I electrical engineering. So I did that with a company in London. When I was in college, I went to college. Actually, when I left school, I went to high school in the Caribbean, because I went there when I was 8 years old, and I did all my high school in the Caribbean. And then when I graduated from high school when I was 16, I came back to the UK and I enrolled in college, and I was doing electronics because I've always liked electric stuff and computers and all stuff like that. So I started doing electronics, and then I had an opportunity to do this an apprenticeship, and then I enrolled and they took me on to this apprenticeship to train as an electrical engineer. So it's pretty much, it's basically the guy who's on site, who takes care of everything to do with the electrics of the building. He's basically the guy that's above the foreman, and he deals with the electrical design of the building, and just basically coordinating and making sure that the electrics for the projects are done. So that's what I did my apprenticeship in. And I had to basically work 4 days a week. I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then go to college on Mondays from like 9 in the morning till like 6 in. That was like a whole day of college basically, and they crammed your whole course into 1 day a week. So that's what I did that in. That was a long time ago. That was about, trying to remember when that was now. That was, I would say that was from like 90, maybe from 1997 to 2000, maybe. That, so 20 years ago. It's 20 something years ago. So yeah, so that's what I did my apprenticeship as. So apprenticeships are good. I would definitely recommend it if someone wants to get in a trade. If they can get an apprenticeship, is probably one of the best ways to get into a trade, where you can study and have the practical knowledge while you're studying. I think it's even whether an electrician, if you can get an apprenticeship, or plumber or whatever, it's invaluable. I think apprenticeships should definitely be pushed more here, in all different types of trades, because I think they're excellent systems of learning, especially for young people, and young people particularly. They get tired of classrooms and stuff, a lot of them, and they like to be out doing stuff and doing something interesting and learning something. So it could be even a mechanic, so I think apprenticeships are a very, very good idea for particularly for young people as well. Rodney, hi Rodney, I watch your video all the time and I know you're a hard working man, so how do you relax? How do I relax? I Radox every night after work. Yeah, basically I just, yeah, I mean, just I like to, I'm a quiet person, so I like to just put my feet up, I'm at home and just chill out with my family. I have a young daughter now, so you know I have to save a little bit of energy, my last little bit of energy when I get home, literally. And then once she's gone to bed, which she literally was doing as I was starting this, then I can just relax and chill. That's it. I'm not someone who goes out much. I'm not partying type of person. I don't really go out like that. So just kind of chill. I went out actually. Was it yesterday? Yeah, Saturday. Yeah. One of my hobbies is roller skating. So I attended a roller disco last night. And I actually DJ as well. So I actually DJ at this particular venue once in a while. I wasn't DJing yesterday, but I just went just to hang out and have a little roller skate and stuff like that. So at the roller disco. So that's one of my hobbies that I do once in a while, maybe once a month. Maybe now I used to roller skate like literally almost every day. I used to do it a lot, and I've been roller skating for about coming up 10 years now. So that's like my hobby, and yeah, that's pretty much it really. Other than that, I'm quite quiet, laid back person, so I just like to chill at home, watch a couple movies, watch TV, relax and stuff like that. That's me. Not too much about being outside and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Lee, hi Lee. Any tips for building my own sauna and shower room? Do you think UPVC window will be an issue for the sauna? I don't. Well, I mean, I've never built a sauna, but I can't see why UPVC would be a problem. Because I think, generally speaking, I mean, often you see saunas, I guess, traditionally built out of timber. Obviously, they have to be well sealed and varnished and stuff like that to prevent moisture ingress. So I guess that's partly was the point of the UPVC designs, was because windows rotted and stuff like that. So I guess it makes sense if it's in UPVC. I can't see any problems with it being in UPVC personally. I don't know if there's any reason why you wouldn't use UPVC. I don't know enough about that, but based on the fact that it kind of was used to replace timber windows for the point of them rotting, then I don't see why it can't be used. Any tips? Are you building this out? Is this separate from your house, or is this a part attached to the house? Let me know. But yeah, I think if I was going to build a sauna outside, I might be inclined to build it traditionally, like maybe out of timber. I think I might find that more interesting to do. I'm not sure what you want to build the actual structure from, but I think I would. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to build it out of timber. No issues. Separate garden room. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just build it out. I mean, I would build it out of timber or something. There's another YouTube channel. I can't remember the name. Of the channel. Something Garden Rooms or something like that. A guy who basically builds timber garden rooms. Very similar to the ones we build internally, but he builds the external structure out of timber, and he kind of floats them off the ground. So that might be a cool way to build a sauna, maybe. And I think we'll definitely build one a lot quicker than the ones that we build if we did it that way. But I would use that type of method maybe for a sauna. I think that would be a cool way to build a sauna. So maybe check it out. If I can remember the channel, I'll put that in the description as well. Oh yeah, Oakwood, that's it. Yeah, right, Oakwood. Yeah, it's the guy. He does all the explanations and everything. Yeah, so yeah, his stuff looks really cool. Looks well built, and you could maybe do something like that. I like his idea of how he floats them. If you're doing if I was building a wooden house, I would be maybe inclined to do it the way he does it, rather than your traditional concrete slab. I think it's a cost-effective way, and I guess it will save you a lot of time as well. So and effort. So maybe something like that. I don't know. Just yeah. But shout out to that channel. I like the videos, and maybe I would do something like that if I was gonna build a sauna or so on. So you need to create a Facebook group. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? It's funny because there's a couple of Facebook groups and stuff, like Facebook groups and stuff like that, but I haven't really seen any real. I've seen a few like little DIY ones and stuff like that, but there's a few like where I've like shared tips or videos of like I did one actually, like for instance I did a video recently on how to drop a radiator, and lots of people on YouTube have enjoyed that video, and I tried to share that on some of those groups, and they just like won't, as long as you're from YouTube or your videos like YouTube, they don't allow anyone to share those videos. I don't know why, but it's like there's so much information that's outside that can be brought into these Facebook groups, but they seem to kind of want to keep him closed. So I don't know, there could be better groups on Facebook when it comes to sharing information. And I'm the kind of person, because I've learned from so many people, I'm the type of person who wants to share information all the time. I don't care about because like some people have a mentality like, oh, if you're in the building trade, or why are you showing other people how to do this, or why are you showing people how to repair their car, because you're a mechanic and you earn money from people coming to you. And I'm like, there's 70 million people in the UK, number one. I'm never going to be able to work for all of them anyway. Like, there's enough customers out there, without you having to, be concerned about sharing knowledge with other people. Because at the end of the day, I've learned so much from other people, and if it wasn't me learning from other people, I wouldn't know half of what I know. So I'm all about showing if it can help someone, because the world is changing and we use the internet for so much knowledge and information. So I don't really have a problem with doing that. Another good garden room channel is Ali Daimok. Okay, I've never heard of this one, so I'll check that out as well. Thank you, Lion. I haven't heard of this channel before. Rob, do you think watching someone on YouTube you can learn a lot? Yeah, 100%. I've learned a lot from loads of people. Just tips, techniques, products that someone's using, tools that people do reviews on tools. And it's just like, sometimes I'm going to buy something and I go on YouTube and I watch someone review it first, and they might say, oh well, when I used it to do this, this was the result, and I've got something that I need to know about whether or not it's going to be able to do XYZ or whatever. So reviews are very good, reviews on tools and products, and just learning techniques, tips, what to do, what to look out for, what didn't work for them when they did it, if people are honest and stuff like that, and show you their mistakes as well, or errors that they made. They're very helpful. So I think you can learn so much from YouTube. So yeah, definitely you can. Hi Shaylin, you guys are amazing, hard worker. I hope one day to see you have your own TV show. Thank you so much from USA. Thank you. Oh, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. I mean, we got our TV show here now, so you know, you're tuned into our TV show. So well, thank you for that. Just for fun, how do you get time to post videos on YouTube after working the whole day at work, exhausted? Yeah, I um I found a way that works for me, because cause when I first started doing this, I was filming it, put it on the computer, trying to edit it, and it would just take forever. It'd be like midnight and I'll still be doing this. It's just take forever. So that's why in the beginning of my YouTube you'll find that there was a couple of videos and there's quite a big gap between the videos, because I lost all energy to do videos. I thought, this is so much hard work, and if I'm going to do this regularly, how the hell am I going to do this? But what then, I just got a new phone, and then I thought, I'm going to use my phone, because I learned from YouTube, and someone was like, oh, you can use these apps and you can record with this camera and you can get 4K on your iPhone and all this stuff. And then I needed to get a new phone at the time, and I was like, okay, I'm getting this phone and I'm going to use my phone, make sure I get one with loads of memory. I'm going to use this to do my YouTube videos. And basically I use my phone every day to film, and all my videos get edited on the phone software, and I upload them straight from my phone to YouTube. And it's made my life so much easier doing it on the phone, because on the phone you have less functions than you do on the computer. So it's just like, it's a lot more simple, but also it doesn't take as long to do a video. So I basically edit everything on my phone, and that helps me to not be spending hours. It might take an hour to do it, but it's not going to take me 4 or 5 hours and stuff. So that's how I do it. Sometimes I've basically edited after work. I've sat in the van and edited the video before I've gone home, because I thought I want to get the video out before late, so people can watch it. I'll do the video now rather than drive all the way home and then do the video. And at least when I get home, I don't have to get on to my phone and stuff like that. So sometimes you might see the video on by like 6 o'clock. It's because I've edited it before I've left work, just sat down and done it, and while I've got the energy to kind of do it. So that's how I do it, and that's how it works for me. Hi Nettyboo, I love that video, dropping the radiator. It gave my husband and I tips at the time we had plasterers in. Thanks. Yeah, definitely amazing if you're doing plastering, and it's such a simple thing to do in most cases, and it's a good idea. I always drop radiators. 99% of the time I drop radiators when I'm painting. If I'm plastering, I definitely drop the radiators. To be honest, I usually take the radiators off completely. I did that video because that's just an easy way for people to be able to paint behind the radiator. But most times if I'm like plastering a room, I just take the radiator off. It's quite easy for me and doesn't take much time, and it's very easy to put it back on. So that way I've got nothing in my way. So much easier for me to plaster or paint or whatever. And then you just put it back on, fill it back up, and that's it basically. Yeah. So yeah, Lion, have you ever tried installing bifold doors? Yes, I have. One of my earlier videos, you'll see building a 2-story extension. I fitted 4-panel, I think it's 4-panel bifold door, quite big, probably about 4 meters wide. I fitted those bifolds there, and they were sweet. Yeah, fitted those bifolds. The job we're doing right now, there's going to be bifolds on this door as well, on doors on this job as well. They will be timber, because I think it's a listed building or something like that. They're going to actually be timber bifold doors. There's also going to be a large roof lantern as well, which will be timber. Everything is timber on this house, because all the windows are timber sash windows, and I don't think they're actually allowed to use PVC. So there's going to be there's going to be some bifolds. I think they are 4-panel as well, and they're going to be about 3.5 meters wide, something like that. So look out for that as well. Timber, white timber bifolds on that, and you'll see us installing them ones as well. So yeah, okay, wow, is that the time already? Okay, so we're gonna do another 5 minutes. So if there's any more questions, anybody wants to ask anything, or any suggestions as well, or any feedback from the channel, maybe you don't like something. I know some people have when I changed the music up a bit, some people were just like, oh no, we don't like this music, we we like the other music, and I started to kind of going back to the old music. So you know, if you guys like something or don't like something, there's no point me doing something that people don't like. So let me know you guys feedback as well. I have no problems with anybody telling me how they feel about anything, because we get it every day. We get the critiques, we get the, you know, all sorts. So it all comes with the territory, not a problem. We're all learning from stuff. Funny enough, I've learned from people even criticizing stuff that I've done, or you know, whatever, or suggested another way. So you know, it is what it is, so I'm fine with it. But if there is nothing else, I will probably be wrapping up now. But yeah, so as I said, we'll be back tomorrow, so we should have a video tomorrow for you guys as well on an update on this project. The new design for the foundation, the concrete foundation, is something I've never done before. It involves steel work, it involves a concrete column, and steel RSJs and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, and it's an interesting thing to see. And once we get our foundation done, which has been really holding us back, then I think the building's going to fly up. So but it's a little bit slow. It's one of those ones, it's because of the type of building and the location and the council, it's Westminster, things can be a bit long-winded. So for instance, the matching bricks that we have to use, we have to actually build a small wall first, like on a bit of plywood, and they have to sign off and be okay with the wall, with the bricks that we're using. They have to be happy with it first, and then they give us permission to actually build the walls to the extension. So this is why it's a little bit slow, this job. But yeah, it's difficult, but it's an interesting job, and it's a good opportunity. It's been a good opportunity for us, this job as well, because I can't say who the house belongs to, but it's somebody quite well known, quite important person. So even the fact that we've had the opportunity, and that is totally happened through our YouTube channel as well, that we were given the opportunity to work for this client via an architect. So and that is all thanks to people who have supported the channel and helped the channel to get a reach to people. So yeah, I'm just forever grateful for everybody that's just kind of especially people who are like strangers and that have just showed us so much love on the channel. So I really appreciate that for you guys. So if I had something to give everybody, I would do it, but maybe one day we'll do something that everybody can benefit from somehow. But yeah, I think that's it then, guys. Last one from Kev. That's for all the vlogs you do for us. It's a big job you are doing at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. So it's a bonus for me. It's what I like doing. I enjoy making the videos as well, editing the videos. We watch the videos at home. It's like a ritual part of the day. It's like, all right, when everyone's settled down, it's like, I'm gonna watch the video, like, and then we all watch it at home together with everyone as well. So because everyone at home gets to see what did I do today, kind of thing. So yeah, I really enjoy doing it. And as I said in my last video, for me is also like, while I do the vlogs as well, it's an album for my daughter, for me, for her to see, you know, because I didn't have any, you know, photos and stuff of my dad and stuff like that. So for me, it's just like, it would have been amazing if I had something like this, a catalog of maybe hundreds of videos, seeing like, you know, you've seen your dad working and stuff like that, you know. So I think we're on like almost maybe 200 videos now. So I mean, by the time she's, you know, old enough to get on YouTube on her own, you know, there'll probably be hundreds of videos. So for me, it's, yeah, that's a big part of why I do the videos as well. So last one, Summer Nights. Hiya, don't forget us peasants when you get popular. Don't worry, I'll never forget people, so don't worry. I'm a very humble person, I think anyway. I like to stay humble, so things like that don't get to my head at all. So but yeah guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. It is now 9:07, so I'm going to call it a night, and hopefully I'll do another one soon. Maybe we'll do one once a month, maybe just catch up and again answer any questions that we can, because there's always new subscribers joining all the time, so I might try and do it like once a month or once every 2 months or something like that. We'll do a live video. So guys, I'm going to say good night, and thank you for taking the time, and I should see you tomorrow. All right, take care. Good night.